Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my Afterthoughts review to My Little Pony: A New Generation. Although I think this movie really should have been called My Little Pony: The Spark of Friendship. Wahahaha! And unequivocally proves that friendship creates magic, and not the other way around. So, roar! I'm sorry that this video is kind of late, and I kind of took a little bit of a mini break, but definitely ready to get back to making videos. I'm a little unsure about what to do about, my future videos, including my Ponyville background, which sort of doesn't feel appropriate anymore, so I'm gonna do this video the good old-fashioned way. There's definitely so much to talk about, and I definitely want to do lots of videos on My Little Pony: A New Generation, because really a lot has changed in the world of Equestria. So many things have happened in this movie that are definitely worth talking about. So honestly, it's going to be kind of difficult to maintain focus on just doing this afterthought review. But for this video, that's what I kind of want to do. Just like, okay, I've watched it a few more times. What do I think about it now? And the short answer is, I really like it. I think it's really good. It's definitely not perfect, as of course nothing is, but overall I thought this was a really great way to introduce these characters, this world, and most importantly in a way that pays homage to Friendship is Magic, but isn't alienating to the new fans. In fact, I think that the bronies and the people who've seen My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic are actually in a worse position than the new fans, because we have all these questions. We know all these things about Equestria, how the world works, and a lot of those things seem to have basically changed. Why did magic go away? Why did all this happen? Why are all the ponies not friends anymore? What happened? But the new fans don't have those expectations. The new fans are coming into this completely blind, and they're just basically just enjoying this movie, which I think is good. I think the perfect embodiment of this is that poster of the Wonderbolts in that station. We're going, oh my gosh, it's the Wonderbolts. These were the best flyers ever, and now the Pegasi can't fly at all. But if you're a new fan, you're just looking at this and saying, oh, it's a poster with some Pegasi and they're flying. Oh, it's still kind of sad because now they can't fly at all. So yeah, if you're a fan of the original show, you're gonna get this immediately and you're gonna appreciate it. However, if you're a new fan, and even if you don't get this, it's not gonna drag or bog down the story where you're just looking at this and wondering, I don't understand, what is that? It's not gonna stop the story and basically be a problem, and I think they handled all those things very well. Because that really is the purpose of this movie, is to introduce these characters, this new Equestria, not just for the old fans, but for new fans to basically grow the audience and go on to a new generation. I overall really like the story. I mean, yes, there's definitely some quote-unquote plot holes, and for us, there's a lot of unanswered questions. The big one is, why did this happen to begin with? And I almost want to do a video entirely on that, about what do I think could have happened, or what kinds of things could have caused that to happen. At the same time, for this movie, do we really need to know? I don't really think so. What's important is that the ponies are no longer friends, and how do we fix that? It kind of reminds me in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, where Obi-Wan Kenobi is telling Luke Skywalker, before the dark times, before the Empire. Obi-Wan is saying it hasn't always been this way, and the Empire basically was created and it caused all these horrible things. In the course of this movie, do we really need to understand how that happened? The answer is no, especially if you're someone like Luke in this generation. You don't care how the Empire got created. You only care what are you going to do about it and how are we going to get rid of them. So yeah, there's a lot of these unanswered questions that I wish were answered, and I have a feeling we're probably going to answer them at some point in the future. Because yeah, this movie has I think a fundamental problem of that it has a lot to do and not a lot of time. It feels very rushed. We're basically rushing around from one city to the next. We're not really spending that much time there, and you just met this pony and now you're just gonna run off into the middle of nowhere. As Hitch kind of says, I'm in the middle of nowhere searching for a crystal that doesn't even exist. Like they're searching for the unicorn crystal. It's like, oh, we have plenty of crystals. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's there. And even if it is, it's a big forest. So yeah, I mean, all those things are happening really fast because they really have to. It's only an hour-and-a-half movie. They don't have a lot of time. And yeah, they got to introduce these characters, touch upon briefly this world, and, kind of what's the problem, how it kind of works a little bit. And it's not a lot of time. In some ways, this movie is kind of like a long Friendship is Magic Parts 1 and 2. However, at the same time, this also kind of works because they're being chased wherever they go. They don't have time to sit and like talk this out. We gotta get out of here before, you know, we get like arrested and thrown in prison, which is why the campfire scene was so important. That was their moment where they could go and like talk this out and, you know, just take a moment to breathe and just learn about each other. And this scene is also very important because that moment where Sonny says, Hitch, I'm actually glad that you're here. We all are. Parts of me really want to believe that this is the staff subtly saying, guys, you are welcome here. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I honestly want to think that it is, but as a brony, I appreciate that and I thank you. To basically say that we're glad that Hitch is a part of this cast of basically a girl show, that means a lot to me. I mean, again, maybe it's just a coincidence, and certainly was definitely a thing of his character, because yeah, he's really in conflict at this moment because why am I here? Maybe I should just go home, but no. Sonny's saying, no, I'm glad you're here. I want you to be here. So thank you to Team My Little Pony. I really like that scene because yeah, we really got to, you know, start to learn more about the characters, you know, what motivates them to still stay here, you know, and ask those questions like, why did you come to Maritime Bay to begin with? Oh, I found this note. It said that I have friends there, and oh, it was you who sent that note? Wow! There was such heart there. This is why this movie really should have been named like The Spark of Friendship. And the best bit is they didn't need magic to do this. You know, all Sonny did was write a note and basically just simply extend the hoof of friendship to some pony that she doesn't even remotely know. And that was the little spark of friendship that, you know, started this whole thing. If Sonny hadn't done that, Izzy would have never come to Maritime Bay and none of this would have happened. That to me is the so big sub lesson, almost the primary lesson, is that you don't need magic or anything like that to make a difference or to make friends. You just need to extend the hoof of friendship and the magic of friendship will come. So roar! Unfortunately, I have to comment on this from Dr. Wolf. Oh, this movie's predictable. Of course it is. We're bronies. We know how this world works. We know that friendship is literally magic in the show. And I really do appreciate that magic doesn't create friendship. Friendship creates magic. We pretty much knew that bringing these crystals together was not going to be the thing that brings back equestrian magic. However, at the same time, it was important that all the crystals were brought together, but the thing that makes this happen and made it work was to bring all the ponies together. They had to create just one little tiny little spark of friendship between each other and just give each other a chance. And that's the thing that brings back equestrian magic. It's predictable to us. We've seen this plot before. This is almost Friendship is Magic parts 1 and 2 in sort of a new generation form. And absolutely, these are new characters in a brand new story, and I like it. We know how this works. When they first try to put the crystals together, I know it's not gonna work. It's not gonna be that easy. And I don't honestly remember when did I realize there's a third piece. I think it was probably halfway through when I see the giant hole in like the Pegasus crystal and it's like, there's a piece missing. Something else has to happen. So the Dr. Wolf point, yeah, it's predictable to us. However, if you don't know the way that Equestria works and that friendship is magic, you may not realize that. You may not know. Bringing the crystals together is not going to be the thing that fixes this. It's going to be reuniting that spark of friendship. That's the thing that's going to fix this. So yeah, so I think that's okay. I also like how Dr. Wolf was talking about how the camera angles and the camera movements are so much more dynamic and interesting now. Of course it is. We've got access to full 3D technology now. Flash was kind of like a hybrid of 2D and 3D technology, but unfortunately it's very limiting. Flash was never meant to do like television shows. It was meant to do like basic web animation. 3D takes a lot longer, but once you have it, you can do all these amazing things. Like that shot with like during that song, It's Gonna Be My Day, where basically the camera dollies around Sonny and then zooms out to like halfway across the town. Is like, that would have been all but impossible in Flash. Yeah, it's kind of weird to see the ponies in these new animation styles, but it was totally worth it. They can do stuff and animation that, you know, the original show could not have hoped to do. So I definitely like it, and I'm glad that they are taking full advantage of this technology. So Roar! I have to comment on this briefly before I forget. I kind of like the humor in this movie, but some of it kind of makes me sort of sad. Kind of like the balloon pony and the pony that jumped off the cliff. Even though they both get to live at the end, it's still kind of, oh no, some pony saved them. If this situation happened for real, it's like, yeah, they would stop the presentation. It's like, someone go save him. It's kind of funny, but it's like, it's not so much funny when they're in like true mortal peril. But fortunately, it's just a cartoon and they all live in the end, so roar. But that last bit with the balloon pony was priceless though. Hey guys, what did I miss? Ah! If you're a Brody that's gonna go back to, Princess Luna saying, hello every pony, did I miss anything? But if you haven't seen that episode, you're still gonna find that amusing, and that was a great way to end the movie, so roar! Overall, I really did like this movie. I thought that it accomplished basically what it was trying to do, which was establish these characters, kind of establish how does this new Equestria work, but also start that process of kind of like rebuilding Equestria, bringing all the friends back together again. Yeah, and I did like the resolution of, how all that happened, even though, yeah, it feels kind of a little bit too easy. They didn't really have like a great emotional power moment, as I call it, or, really work out these problems as Dr. Wolf kind of, I think, wanted them to do. But I really liked this moment. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the speech that Pocahontas gives in the execution scene. It's like, this is where the path of hatred and distrust has led you. They're all standing around and looking, seeing, Sunny's home being destroyed, that all these ponies were put in danger. And even Sprout is like, when he exits his tank, is kind of like, did I do this? But also seeing the new main five, when Sunny says, we could choose to let fear and distrust, keep us apart. Or we could choose friendship. When she says that she's looking over at her new friends, they're seeing the example that Sunny and the new main five are giving. Look, we barely met and we're friends and we want to stay friends. That's why this was important for them to fail earlier in the movie, where it's like, yeah, they put the crystals together and they think total failure. That's it. We failed. Our friendship's over. We gotta go home now. No! I remember, writing a comment, I don't want our adventure to end. Who says it has to? And that's why this was important. Friendship creates magic, not the other way around. It wasn't that, oh, we can only be friends as long as we have this magical connection, which is something that the main six, I think, kinda didn't realize until later in the series. But here, they're addressing it right here, right now. We don't care that we failed or that we don't have magic. We still want to be friends, and we don't care what any pony says. So, roar to that, because that's exactly the kind of thing that brings magic back. All the other ponies are chasing after these ponies to tell them, come on, it's time to go home, and they're basically saying, no, we want to be friends. So yeah, at that moment where everyone's like, did we do this? What do we do now? And we're sorry. And they look over and they see the new main five and say, you know what? They can be friends. Maybe we can be friends too. I thought that was a great way to resolve that. Are these problems fixed? I would say no, but this little simple act of doing one thing together, subtly choosing friendship over fear and distrust, that was enough to just, re-spark, the magic of friendship throughout Equestria and bring back magic. So, roar! And I also do agree with Dr. Wolf that there was no true villain in this movie. I mean, even though Sprout is, I would say, incredibly misguided, he's still not really acting out of true, malice. He's acting out of, fear. I was watching this show about, dog training. A lot of times, dogs will be aggressive and, bark at you because they're scared. If they could talk, they'd be like, stay away from me, don't hurt me. That's basically what all the ponies are basically acting out of. They're afraid or distrusting, or they think that the other ponies are going to hurt them, so they basically just want them to stay away. But now that they're seeing, the new main five come together, saying, you know what? Maybe we can be friends after all. The mom, she was just trying to motivate her son to, be the pony that she kind of hopes that he would be. It's like, you could be this big, strong sheriff pony. I believe in you. Unfortunately, she didn't know that he was going to go, quote unquote, to the dark side and basically just take over the whole town. And of course, the big one is Sunny becoming an alicorn. whoa, I didn't see that coming at all. But let's just say I think it makes a lot of sense, because I think this is going to be in some ways the start of the quote-unquote the healing process of Equestria. The Alicorn princesses are probably all gone, so I think Sunny is going to be the next Alicorn princess of Equestria. But I think she's not a full-blown Alicorn here, but I think she is an Alicorn in training, and definitely will be the next Alicorn princess of Equestria. So, roar! And I think that she more than earned it, because not only has she brought all the ponies together on this adventure, but she was willing to stand in front of the entire town and basically say something that she knows they're not going to agree with or even like. That takes guts. That's amazing, and she's just an incredible strong pony, and I think she totally deserves to be an Alicorn in training and eventually the next Alicorn princess of Equestria. So, roar! So overall, I thought this movie was really, really good. We definitely need this kind of message more than ever. And I think that message really came through both for the existing fans of the show who've watched Friendship is Magic and the new fans who may have not seen any of this before. I think it's very successful that definitely this series is going to take some getting used to, because a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things in some ways have not changed. The production value is really good. The songs are excellent. The story is good. And I definitely look forward to seeing more. So, roar! So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.